So I'm gonna go over the deck profile for my top 32 YCS Pittsburgh deck. So obviously it meant I went X3, it's 11-3 throughout the tournament. Did not make top 8, but still decent. I did punt my round 12. So I might have made it, probably not with tiebreakers, but I might have made it if I didn't do that. I'll get into the punt, I guess, after the deck profile. Play Dracotel again because it's a deck I know well. I think other decks are also viable, like Yummy variant specifically. But also, just this deck is something I know, so I meant I didn't have to do a lot of work to play it. I could play the same sort of thing and be done. Then why branded cards? After saying I didn't like them Anaheim, I felt like with no barrier, branded fusion got better. And part of the problem was playing more fusion cards before was siding you get barriered post side. So that helped that problem, as well as if there's more Dracotales, and then you want more branded fusions because it's good in the mirror match. And the new Fallen Virtuous card also makes branded fusion stronger, which is nice, and gives you ways to search it, so it makes the whole engine a little more meaningful. And I'll explain some of the, I guess we'll call it combos, but they're barely combos. But yeah, I enjoy this deck a lot. I need to find ulti key 2s so I can finish the deck high rarity, but awesome deck. Dracotel in your top 5 decks already? I wouldn't say it's top 5 yet, but it's approaching. Maybe it's at 6 or 7. I do enjoy it though a lot. I'm ready to get it in masterduel. So 3 Malulu. The more I play this deck, the more I realize this is actually just like one of the, this might be the best card in the deck, or one of the best cards in the deck, because it's like starter, it's disruption, and it's also one of the best breakers you have in your deck. Summoning this into Arclight is one of the best cards, because like if they don't negate it, you still get to just force the Arclight, and that's really important. And it changed one of my opinions on a different card in this deck already. I think this card is just really, really, really powerful. And people don't take it for granted, or they take it for granted. And it's also really nice to leave it on the field or summon it during your opponent's turn, and then you have another way to fuse as well. Because it means when you have this plus 5 mana, you can make like Lion with Malulu, and then you make like Philia Regis or Chaos or Secretarion with 5 mana. So Malulu has become like, I think, like the best Dracotel card for me, because it does the same, like it just does everything. Obviously, you're always playing max of these guys. That's never like up for debate, but yeah, I just felt like saying that because it impacts one of my decisions in the deck. The one Frixel, so I think you need this to branded cards, obviously, but I think you're not supposed to play it, or not just the main deck kit, unless you play branded cards. I'll show you a combo that I do pretty often that involves Frixel though. That is a reason to play even out branded cards. So I only played 1 Pan and 2 Argless this time. Why I played 3 Pan before was Pan was like really good into Vanquish Soul in Vancouver, which is why it was built that way. But Pan right now is not nearly as strong. The better card is Urgla, because so many decks have powerful spells or traps that you want to force out. So you want to start with Urgla more than Pan, and you can better to search off another one. Urgla's also better going first. You could say why not 2-2 or 3-1. It was a space thing. You definitely could play more, but I didn't want to brick on them. I had a little PTSD from Brazil where it kind of kept drawing like 4 big guys or 3 big guys and just bricking and losing. So I wanted to have that. Did I play any VS at Pittsburgh? I did not. And that was good for me. Urgla is really strong. So I definitely think this is correct if you only want to play 3. If you want to play 4, then 2-2 is obviously fine still. But I do think Urgla is the better one right now. And I've been pretty adamant on this for like a month now at this point. But yeah, standing by that sort of decision. 3 Rahu, 3 Ketus. I haven't been siding these out as often because Barrier's gone, which is important to note in how I changed the play of the deck. 3 traps, I think, is pretty standard at this point. I draw 2 traps a lot. I haven't drawn 3 traps yet. But I've drawn 2 traps a lot, and honestly, you still win a lot of these games, so it's not a big deal. Should be standard. I don't think it's negotiable at this point. You're only really siding out one of the traps sometimes. And then we get the branded package. This deck does need a little more starters than just the 12 you have in the deck here. As well as going to be extension, so this does fill that role. Sucks comes with the brick, but obviously is powered up by these cards. So playing 2 Fallen Virtuous, not 3. The reason why it's 2 is that way you can cycle into each other, so one can search the second one, and I felt like that was worthwhile to play 2. As well as I expected more Mitsuyami in this event than other decks, and they might have been wrong. I ended up playing a lot of fucking Dracotel. But versus that Mitsuyami deck, this card's not insane. What it is good against though is when you have like a Charmy, or you draw them or they end on like a bit of a weaker field, then this card is really good against Arclight, which means like it's not a card you need every hand, but it's good in combination with other stuff. So to draw into off of Charmies, that's why I feel like 2 is a decent number. It's kind of like what I was doing with Super Poly before as well. Jordan played 3 instead of go down to 2. I sent Jordan my list. I told him I played 2. I think yeah, also drawing multiples, this sucks. Like, yes, it beats the Dracotel traps, but it's worse than Ash and Bell because you can't recycle it, as well as you can't fuse it away. So it's worse in multiples, like way worse in multiples than Ash and Bell. And even when you draw them, it is worse. If they have Mitsu Trap plus Arclight, that is nothing. Yeah, which most people have caught on to, which is why this by itself is not like going to be a board breaker. And that's why I'm not relying on this card heavily. I play 2 because it is fine to draw in complicated game states. It's never terrible, but multiples is awful, and it's never going to be like the game-winning card. At least I don't think it is. But I do think it is good, so that's why I have 2. With this package, it is now filling up the deck to 40 cards. And the rest of the deck's math is like pretty tight. In fact, this was a one of with like 2 pans. I decided to make it the second. Oh no, I actually took over something else. Never mind, the pan was something else. But I was debating like the second pan, third fallen, and one other card that I ended up playing. It's this card, Magnuma. So this is a card that I shit on back in Anaheim. I said this card is bad for me. I'm not gonna lie, I think I kind of misused this card in retrospect. So what happens is I keep just realizing that Malulu is just the best card in my deck. And I kept thinking, how do I search Malulu? There just isn't a good answer. Magnamut is like the best thing to search Malulu with. So if you get like any bit of value by banishing a Yummy card or Mitsurugi card, or even like a branded card or a Frixel or their Malulu, it's something. It's a body on field, and you get a Malulu. And the Malulu is the important part. Sometimes you get Urgala, but most of the time it's Malulu. It's almost never Pan, ironically. But that's why the deck ratio is the way it is, where Pan is least important. Malulu is just fucking insane, and this is like the 4th worst Malulu. So yeah, that's why I play Mag. It's engine, not really a hand trap, but Malulu is just broken, and I really want some more Malulus. Do I agree with 80's large pistol count? No, I do not. I just play Magnamut. I don't think it's that good of non-engine. Do you think detail has to put a 40? Yes, because the card quality goes down very fast in this deck. In fact, there's oftentimes I'd play like 35 if I could. And then for hand traps, I am playing 6 Charmies. So again, this may be a bit of a mistake. I thought there'd be way more Mitsuyami than Draco Tail. It seemed the reverse to be true. So there's no bells in my main deck, so this card is better versus Yamamitsu in like quite a big fashion. And I also expected a lot of Malice, and there was not much Malice, so I played against 1, and then against Malice 2. So I decided to put Bell into the side deck and main deck Meowls. I mean, Meowls is good for me. And like drawing, you just fuse it away. Like it's not dead. I just figured I can usually win via like skill and the Dracotail Mirror more, where I need to draw the Charmies against some of these like combo decks. Otherwise, I just lose. So I don't think it was a bad call. But obviously, you can look at my matches. I played a lot of Dracotail. It was dead in my hand a couple times. It really wasn't that bad. Oh, someone asked, how do you use Fallen Virtuous to beat the traps? So it doesn't beat all the traps. It just beats Flame. But if you go Flame, target their spell, and they chain Fallen to pop their own spell, it dodges Dracotail Flame. And that is really important. 3 Ash Blossoms, obviously, and 3 Nibiru's. Thought about cutting it to 2 because it's often best when you draw it off of the Charmies. But I do like it when you go first a lot. With a lot of mirrors, though, it definitely gets worse. But I mean, the mirror's just a good card. So, yeah, I mean, it's never that bad, right? The thing is, like, Bell is good in the mirror, but it's not game-breaking, where these have the potential to be literally game-ending by themselves, which is why I think they're important. And then when they're dead, you can fuse them away. So this deck matters less about consistency in terms of your cards usages, but more about, because you can make use of volatile cards that are dead. That's the main deck. It's 40 cards. You can see it's pretty straightforward. The only things that really like were more different were the 1 mag, the 1 pan, and then the 2 Fallens are the only sort of ratios that are different. Oh, I didn't main Droll. I don't like Droll that much. I think it's like just average in the format. I think versus the decks that Droll's supposed to be good against, this card is better because at least it's like better versus Pure Yummy. It's also better versus Malice. It's also better in a deck that wants to draw cards. I think this card is overall way better than Droll. And going first, I feel like I'm strong enough that I don't care if the card is dead when I go first. So yeah, I still side Droll, but I never drew it in the entire tournament. I think if you should not play Droll in this deck over Meowls. I'd either play Meowls or Bell. Either you're deciding if you want to play for the combo decks, you want to play more for the mirror. And that's where your last non-engine should go, in my opinion. How to like Fallen Virtuous? It was solid. It was never like mind-blowing, but it was never bad when I drew it either. It was always just solid, which was kind of what you needed, because the problem with this deck I found was oftentimes I only had like 35 good cards in my deck, and just scraping together cards like these, which are like fine, but they're not as good as Vesta cards in your deck half the time. Now for the extra deck. So 3 Lions, obviously. 1 Gulamel. 1 Secretarion. You can consider playing 2 of this card because it is very good in the mirror match. I didn't have space, but I would have if there were no branded cards in my deck. Good card though. Billy Regis though is mandatory. Chaos, very good. Something like 3 times. Albion, you can consider playing 2 of this card, but I didn't have space. It's definitely not bad at all. One Lubellion. He comes up when you want a branded fusion, send Malulu. And then the fuse effect can also be pretty good. So I do play Sanctifier, but I did not own one, so I had to give it back. Sanctifier is a card I only summoned once all weekend, because there's a different play you do with the branded fusion. And I'll show you guys what I mean. And yeah, it just wasn't important. I'm debating cutting it because there are other cards you kind of want, like Mysterion, Second Secretarion, potentially Seals. There were other cards too, I'm not remembering. Titaniclad, even Second Albion. So I wonder how much you need Sanctifier. There's other cards like that too. So Sanctifier there. And then Mirror Jade. So Mirror Jade is to summon off of Albaz, obviously, which you know definitely can come up. I think I summoned it once or twice all tournament. It's not massively important. I didn't really get to do any of the cool combos ever all weekend, so it wasn't super important. But yeah, and a lot of the time you're summoning off of Rinbrum, where you send this card off Fallen on the Virtuous, and then you Fallen on Virtuous back the Albaz, and you can make Mirror Jade, and then it's a disruption there. Or you're going to be making the Dragon that Devours the Dogma because it uses 3 materials. And they can also control the graveyard. And of course, when it goes to the grave as well, it searches Fallen and Virtuous in the end phase. So it can act like a second Albion, which is important. Unfortunately, though, it can't set it. So you can't use it and then end phase set Fallen Virtuous. Only Albion does that, which is why maybe you want a second Albion. I'll show you the combo, why you play these cards after, but I do wonder sometimes, because I rarely summoned most of these, like, and even Sanctifier, how much you even need them, because there are other cards I'd consider playing as well. And then SP, which I still never summoned, but I got talked into playing. I don't ever need this card. I don't fucking know. And then Cross Sheep, which everyone tells me is not that good, but I've summoned this card like 6 times. Over the weekend, maybe even more. I summoned this card a lot. I think it's very good. One game I summoned it twice because I got Draco Tail horned back by my opponent, and I'm like, all right, I have Magnamut, so I'll make it again. And then I got popped by Golemel, but it ate a lot of disruptions, so honestly that's fine. SP was ass. I never need this card. I don't know why you ever want this card. Never miss Seals. Nope. I don't ever need Seals. I've played Seals in every J. Kotton deck, and I've played 4 YCSs with it, and I have literally never needed Seals. I don't get it. I don't know, everyone likes that card so much. The only reason to play Seals, in my opinion, is to summon a Karakami or Drago from the deck, but I don't think I need that. No Typhon. I needed Typhon once. Another card that would be nice to have, but I couldn't find the space. This is awesome on Cartesia. So I'll show you the cross she plays. I'm going to show you guys the cross she plays, and you guys will understand. I don't know, there's a lot of cards that come up very rarely. The only cards I refuse to cut are like... I'm not counting the branded cards because you may cut the engine altogether. But honestly, like... everything else is cuttable, but they're all like also still important. It's a mix. They're good and not crazy good. All right, let's move on to the side deck, and then I'll talk about the combos I was doing, so you guys can kind of follow a little more. Bell for the mirror match, obviously, and a lot of time when you going first, you can side out your 6 Charmies for it. So you need to make sure you have 6 cards to put in all times when you go first. Prosperity, I didn't want to get caught by Droll game 1, so I didn't main deck it. I think this card's good, so yeah. Callbind Crossout. So these cards I think kind of suck. I'm only playing them because I needed cards for the mirror match. And there's enough games where sometimes you lose to a single Ash, this can be playable, and then it's not bad until like going second against Pyramitsu, but it's just whatever. And Crossout, I don't want to put this in against anything besides the mirror. In the mirror though, it's like Solemn Judgment that occasionally hits Ash, but it can also be used going second on Dracotel Flame. I would not play this versus anything besides the mirror though. Both these cards are just average, and I kind of just couldn't find anything better. 3 Cartesias, like one of my favorite cards in this deck. You can just normal summon issues, so you can't main deck it, or the branded fusions, you have enough ways to fuse game 1. But I want this deck to be super consistent when I go first post side, that between these 6, like, I should always be set in terms of being able to play. And then I'm playing 3 Perulias for K9 decks and for Soulful Cord Yummy strategies. Never drew this or mattered, I'm pretty sure. And 3 Drolls for the Mitsu and Soulful Cord Yummy decks. Do you side in Perulia against Yummy Mitsu or just Droll? Just the Droll. I don't want to have 9 Charmies the Droll, because the Droll Perulia is terrible. Versus the Soulful deck, I take the concession, though. Lucas with 2 Dracotels. No, usually normal Lucas lines. Exactly. You pretty much only are going to summon it, unless you're playing the dragons. The Evaporation, whatever, is when you draw either this or this. So what you can do instead, if you don't play cards like Drago, that's still very impactful, but also one less extra space and does other things besides just this. This is it's like a normal Lucius. So add search, fuse, whatever. Lion. Get back 2. And then set Q2 and Rahu. Exit Q2, and here I'll add Malulu because I want to get into the graveyard, but I also want to I can fuse away for 5 mana, and it's good. And here I can go Cross Sheep, Rahu, fuse it away. Go into Frixel. Go Urgula. And here you have a couple different options. Not Urgula, Gulamel should be in attack mode. So you set 2 traps, and this depends on your hand, right? Because like you'll take these choices depending on the rest of the cards you have. But say I want the Urgula in my hand for disruption, or say I'm missing a 3rd trap. I didn't draw any traps. I can go revive, bounce back. This could be a 2nd Lion instead, or it could be a Gulamel still. It doesn't really matter. So this is my hand now. Then I can go fuse these 2 away, make Lion, and then 5 mana search, and then Urgula add back. So I still end with a bunch of guys in hand. So you have to end with Cross Sheep, Malulu. You have to add special back off Cross Sheep again for Frixel. And then when you special back Frixel, Frixel summons itself back. It'll summon back Lucius, then bounce itself back again. And then you search again. So you end up with like a shit ton of resources. And you still end up with a lot of disruption. You're still going to end up with Malulu fuse, with 5 mana fuse, with Lion fuse, and then with all 3 traps. And I think that's just very important. Like, is Seal a little stronger? Yeah, a little bit. But also, it's worse in other situations. For one, it's an extra X place. Also, there's many game states where you have a Nibiru on the field, like a Charmy in hand, with a Lion engrave, and like a Lucius or a Frixel or whatever. And you can go normal summon, link off for Cross Sheep, effect to revive, search. You love this combo, you feel like you're always asking for Rahu to be ashed. Okay. If Rahu gets ashed, you end on 0 traps, but you still get to go 5 mana fuse, revive the Malulu. So you still end on 2 disruptions. At the very least, and like good disruptions. And then you still have 2 other cards in hand, right? So it depends. Like you still do a lot. If your Rahu gets ashed when you have Hermetic Seal up instead, it's pretty much the same thing, right? Because what spells are you, what extra traps are you getting there? Are you maybe not getting key 2, or you're just bypassing key 2 altogether? Like maybe, but me searching Malulu to fuse away with 5 mana is not a bad thing. And then the branded combo is a little bit different. It's just this. It's not really much of a combo. When you branded fusion now and you send the Frixel and the Albaz, you're not going to be summoning Sanctifier. You're just summoning Albion. And then later in the turn, eventually you'll either fuse it away or you'll pan and pop your Albion. And then end phase, you just search Fallen. So now you Fallen, pop their card. You send Rinbrum. And you Rinbrum back Albaz. And you fuse with 2 of their monsters for Dragon that Devours or Mirror Jade, and you get to banish something. So it looks incredibly stupid to Albion no effect, but it's actually better than going Sanctifier because it's less weak to pan. It's less weak to Malulu. It's harder to force out because it's concealed face down. And even if they force the Fallen, then dealing with the Rinbrum is a pain in the ass to deal with. It looks stupid, but it's just better because both of them get to fuse. You also don't give your opponent a monster, which can sometimes matter. So yeah, I mean, that was the play. It's incredibly simple, but it's also very weird. You wonder if this would play the new Albaz when it comes out. Well, you'd play it differently, right? Because the whole idea here is to summon this on your opponent's turn as a disruption. Oh, Cross Sheep is also very good with a Cartesia, by the way, because you get to cycle Cross Sheep, fuse Malulu. So you link it away, you leave it in grave, or you fuse with it away from Malulu. So like you go like Malulu fuse, fuse 2, summon for Lion, bounce, negate, effects revive. Then you can fuse away again, obviously, into Secretarion. Or you fuse something away in hand for Secretarion. Then you have these 2 on field. Then you 5 mana these away into Chaos the Pop. And the point is you get to fuse 3 times. You get to do a shit ton. Maybe you can make Philly Regis instead. So yeah, no, Cross Sheep is crazy, guys. Cross Sheep is the fucking goo. I mean, not really, but that card is good. People don't give it enough credit. Cross Sheep is broken, dude. Everyone gives Cross Sheep hate. This card is so good in this deck. I don't understand why people don't play it more. Like, I could be wrong, but I summon it a lot and it works out for me, like pretty convincingly typically. Like the games where I summon Cross Sheep, I win every time, except for the one I got evenly matched, because it was like evenly Happiness, Ash the trap, and then like a little more non-engine, and I just got fucking obliterated. But his hand was like 5-card combo and destroyed me. Well, I lost to the YCS, so let me get onto Twitter actually, and I can try and retrace my steps. So round 3 versus Mitsu Rizal. I don't remember much of this match. There's 1 through the field. Oh, it was really funny. I wouldn't expect Mitsu Rizal to be popular. I played it literally first round as well, round 3 of Anaheim. So both YCSs, the first thing I played was Mitsu Rizal. Both times I won 2-0 though. It's a good matchup for me, I'm pretty sure. Round 4, I played versus Pure Yummy, which went my way obviously pretty well. Then yeah, I started off playing a lot of Yummy, which is what I thought was going to happen. I lose round 5. I could have made a different play. Game 1, I just didn't draw a non-engine to stop the combo. Game 2, I got to play on it and just destroyed him. And then game 3, yeah, Ifua, he goes normal Lollipo Ifua. And then he goes, Talents look in my hand. Oh no, he goes Habakiri and Ifua. He gets the ritual, and then Talents look in my hand, and it's Magnamut Meowls 3 key 2s. He hits the mag, sets up the counter trap, and passes. And I draw Fallen and Virtuous Return. So I'm able to Fallen Virtuous away his Habakiri that's on field. Or force the trap. And then Key 2. Because he has a monster on field, I get to fuse and play. However, his last card in hand is Retaliating Sea. So I lose my card. We get into a bit of a grind game because he's under his own Retaliating Sea, but I'm behind the entire time. And over the course of 2 turns, able to just accrue enough advantage to lose. So yeah, 3 key 2s is rough though, obviously. It does happen. Round 6, Draco Tail. It's my first Draco Tail. Oh, game 1 I opened up 5 mana Urgula Pan. I fucking destroyed him. That was like insane. Game 2 I drew terrible, like unplayable terrible. And then game 3 I just got to go first and I won. Round 7 is the round I got absolutely obliterated by Solvacord and Yummy Mimigul. Game 1, I set up like a bit of a meh field. Hand's okay. He has like Ash for Flame, obviously. He has Solvacord Happiness, summons a bunch of monsters. He purges as well. And it gets down to a point where he clears my field. I have good follow-up. He deals 7,500 damage to me and he's in main phase 2. I'm like, okay, I'm good to go. But then he makes a giant Mimigul, searches Mimigul fucking Maker, gives me a guy and burns me for 1,000. And I dead. I'm like, well, I didn't play around that, so maybe I messed up, but also I didn't fucking expect that to happen. So I lose game 1. Then game 2, the thing happened where he evenlies me. I have it on stream too. Yeah, that was the round after he beat me. Then game 2, yeah, I get even lead and then Ash on my Flame for Happiness. And his hand's just all gas. And I get him down to no cards left. He has 1 card in hand. He's already pen summoned. He has nothing else. But he hasn't normal summoned yet. He normals Cup C. I'm like, alright, well. Obviously he planned it that way, but I couldn't beat that. We get into a bit of a grind because he's forced to use Battle Phase unevenly, but I'm like behind. He makes a mistake and gives me 1 extra turn, but I drew a Nibiru for turn, so I'm not able to win. I already had Nibiru in my hand. Running versus Malice. Oh, this one is funny. I'll use the die roll, and my hand is like 2 Meowls. And I'm like, I don't know how good this is. And my opponent goes, Ritual from hand, send Murakumo from deck, summon Habakiri, add Mirror. Then goes mirror, and I'm like, I guess they'll use Meowls here. So I chain the Meowls. He brings back the Ame. I draw my cards. I'm like, all right, this is not the best Meows, but it's fine. And then like I'll have to play against Mitsuyo cards. Maybe like a bit of a yummy board, depending on what else he has. And then he goes normal Dormouse. And I'm like, oh, these Meows were way better than I thought. And eventually I draw 5 mana and I obliterate him, and it was not close. Game 2, I thought I was going to win. My hand was like insane. I think I messed this one up. I 5 mana on his turn, but it's not the best 5 mana. It's only one Dracotel name. I stop him from playing. I leave him with a Chessie in hand and 2 sets. And I set both Dracotel, or set 2 Dracotel traps to get draws. Because I figure between the key 2 in my hand and the 5 mana in my hand, I should be fine. I draw Meow's Return. Key 2 gets stopped. I draw off Sting and off Horn. And I draw a Nibiru and a third Meowls. Or a second Meows, I mean. I'm like, okay, that's a little annoying. I have 5 mana to add back. He Chalice to go 5 mana away Lion plus Meowls into another Lion to add back. And a Lucius that had Engrave to play that way. And he Chalices. So now my only real play is to go normal summon Meowls, make Cross Sheep, revive Lion. But he has another way to stop that. And I lose. If I had anything else, I would have won, but yeah. And then game 3, I go first. I just win. Round 9 versus True Draco, or versus no, Draco Tail. I don't remember what happens. I just win. I'm pretty sure my opponent bricks game 2. Like I win game 1, then bricks game 2. Round 10 versus Draco Tail. I don't, dude. I played so much fucking Draco Tail. I don't even remember how all of them went. One of these games, I'm pretty sure it might have been round 10, where I drew like the best possible going first hand. Game 3, I drew Prosperity, Branded Fusion, and Cross out Lucius 5 mana, I think. I remember just thinking like, holy fuck, man, is insane. Then Prosperity hit Ash. Round 11, opponent asked to low roll. Yeah, and I got a 3. I won that. Round 12 versus Draco, the guy from Ontario. I threw this one pretty bad. So this was the only loss that I had that was like for sure my fault. We got a deck check, running low on time. There's like 3 minutes left on the clock, like after the extension. And my opponent punts. I activate key 2. No, I have key 2 left over still. I'm resolving a Dracotel Pan and a Fusion Summon. And he goes chain 5 mana. And he fuses his Cartesia from his hand and Lion on field, makes Secretarion, and leaves a Golemel and a Secretarion on his field. So now I resolve the Pan, pop Secretarion, set key 2. That's my last Fusion card. And then the key 2 will just win the game. Because he has Golemel on the field still. So he's supposed to fuse away the Golemel. That way key 2 can't fuse. However, I get too excited that my opponent punts. And when I set the key 2, I activate the key 2. And I'm supposed to wait until I use the graveyard effect of the Dracotels to pop with Golemel. And I go chain to key 2, pop Golemel. So now when I add off the key 2, I can't fuse. So my Golemel pops his Golemel. And I'm like, wait. We both threw. That was rough. I lost that game. I just wasn't paying attention, which is rough. Like, I don't have a good excuse for that. Round 13 versus Pyramitsu. He was in chat earlier. I went first, getting a bit of a grind. I'm really comfortable in the grind, so able to break the field, but on the backswing, I have more than enough to still win. And then I started looping Magnemite as well. Round 14, I think in game 2, he just bricks. He goes Dimension Fisher Pass, and I just still win. And then round 14 was just Draco. I don't remember this match at all. I remember. Oh, game 1, so he goes key 2, and I ash it. My opponent goes normal summon Albaz, set a card, go to end phase. So I'm there thinking, oh, there's a Super Poly in his hand and face down there. No. What he does is end phase from hand, activate Fallen Virtuous, send Albion, target the Albaz. And I look at the Magnemite in my hand, and I'm like, wow, this could not have been better. And I fucking destroyed him. That was rough for my opponent for sure. And then game 2, we got into a bit of a grind, and I was able to walk away. So yeah, that was the tournament. And the 26th, I got my 4th card trooper top 32. Whatever. It's Worlds points though. So I got 739 Worlds points. So let's see, I got 7th at Vancouver, so that was 26, or that was 58 world points. I got 22nd in Anaheim, so that's 43 world points. And then I got 27th at Brazil, which is 38 world points, so 139 points. Then I got 26th today, or yesterday, which was 30. 27th is 38 points, right? Yeah, so 37. This is 39 points. So now I should be at 178 points. Is that right? So I have 178 world points, which is fine. Decent start. Obviously, I want to keep going, but I'm looking good to hit the top 16. I'd say I'm pretty good at position right now. 178 points. All right, that was my deck. That was a bit of a tournament recap. I will probably not change too much. If I play this deck again for Bologna, I'm not want to give things away. But I will be going to Bologna in 2 weeks. Hopefully we'll see some of you guys there.